Hey girl, hey! How we doing this morning? I spent some time working on my Mel Robbins 3-part, I don't remember what it's called now. But anyway, I'm realizing, I'd known for a while, but I'm realizing that I am pulling myself out of a functional freeze for all intents and purposes. So, a little background. I was a single mother with my own home, a job, car. My son was about 7 when my husband walked into kicked the door into my house. And, looking back, all the signs were there. But, I graduated in some of the top percentage of my university. I went to college a little late, but not everybody's journey is linear. So then I met this guy, promised me the moon and stars, and of course, looking back, all the red flags were there that I knit into this lovely sweater. So we met through mutual friends. I don't know that I will ever forgive them. But honestly, I'm sure they didn't know he was a covert narcissist. They had no reason to want to destroy my life as far as I was concerned. Who knows? Anyway, that's the next level Heather shit. But, so yeah, I wasn't interested. He pursued me. My first and initial gut reaction was, oh, hell no. Plus, I was dating a guy in Brooklyn and wanted to do that thing. And then I was dating some other guy. Yeah, it was terrible. My son never had a revolving door of men, like I didn't want that for him. But when there was men, I wouldn't say they were the best choices looking back. But we're working on that now, aren't we? So at any rate, we met again 9 months later. Said he had a knowledge bomb I had told him, he wanted a knowledge bomb, that I had some insight for him, and basically it was telling he was a haughty dick, and that's why I couldn't find any of quality. But instead, what I said is, well, you don't have me, and of course, that's the fixer in me, isn't it? So we went to dinner one night, and he basically moved in the next day. At 3 months, we were engaged. 8 months, we were married. 10 months, we had packed all of our shit, sold all 4 of our houses, and moved to Costa Rica, where I was completely isolated and my mother died of ALS. And then I found out one of the great loves of my life had died. I don't know how. Anyway, I have my suspicions, but I don't know. So at any rate, yeah, then it was, we bounced from house to house to house to house while he's telling me, he's a realtor and doing house inspections and stuff and never did shit. If we had housing, it was because of me. If we had groceries, it was because of me. The lights kept getting shut off every goddamn month. The lights were getting shut off, and it's because he didn't pay the bill. And that was the electric company's fault. And everybody was looking at us on Facebook like, wow, you're really living the life, girl. Good for you. And I'm like, really? That's funny. It looks great, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Looks perfect. I don't understand what's wrong with me. I'm not happy. I don't understand. I'm married to this wonderful man. My son is amazing. My favorite human in all the galaxies. I live in a tropical oasis. I'm watching sunsets and jumping waves. What's my problem? And then I realized it was chaos to chaos to chaos to chaos to chaos to chaos we were jumping to. And there was no method to the madness. It was just madness. And every time the bottom fell out, it was another thing that I was rushing to fix. And it occurred to me one day, he's a fucking narcissist. Fuck! Well, tell you what. I definitely don't recommend marrying someone that you've only known 3 months. Packing all of your shit, moving to foreign country. Okay? Actually, no, that's not true. Do it. Do it. You learn a lot. Rip that Band-Aid right off. Fuck up all the way. Fuck up all the way. That way when you rebuild, you can rebuild even better. That being said, so then I found this place. We're over here in Western New York. We bought it sight unseen. And it's just another thing he's proceeded to hijack. Yeah, in all of that, it was the pandemic and neighbor thugs. So, yeah, that was the neighbor thugs. I don't know where Poppy's still getting socialized. She's still trying to come back for more. So anyway, basically my life has been hijacked and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Something was wrong with me. Maybe I was allergic to happiness. I didn't understand. All the ingredients were there, right? And when I realized how bad I had fucked up and longed for that person I thought I would marry too, you know, the illusion, the delusion of what ifs. And so in typical fashion, I dug in harder, rode harder, fixed harder, right? Begged for him to see my worth. Harder, 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 harder. And it turns out it's never going to be enough. Ever. Ever. He wanted a hotel in Costa Rica. I fucking built it. We wanted a farmstead. Homestead. We wanted a homestead. I found it. I made sure it happened. I painted. I decorated. All the things I have done on my back, and he takes credit for it. I got him a job. He tried to find a job for a year and a half. He was unemployable. The universe sent me an angel. I got a job. And I got him a job. And, you know, he lives the bachelor life. So all he has to do is get up and go to work. But meanwhile, I have animals to train, animals to feed, a child to raise. I have to show up to our lives. We're moving constantly, so I'm packing boxes, making sure things are organized. I'm trying to sell things, giving things away, doing all the things to try to make my life bearable and work. And so his star has continued to rise, and he gets promoted, and Chris, such a great guy. Such a great guy. Yeah. I mean, if I didn't have a wife and kid and all I had to do was work, I'd be able to get some promotions myself. But, you know. So anyway, here we are once again in the morning. I'm not even having my first sip of coffee. Not even up the first hour, and it's already drama and trauma and fucking chaos. But the good news is, I'm changing. I'm changing. No one, absolutely no one is coming to rescue me. But I'm here now. Boss mode. Fierce ass queen. Earth. And I've been here all along. It's just, I've been trying too hard to make it so that I could fix it. Because then if I could fix it, then I wouldn't have to feel guilty. And if I didn't have to feel guilty, then I wouldn't have to feel the shame of being duped by yet another narcissist. So that tells me I have a lot of work to do. I've apologized to my son. He doesn't hold me responsible. And like I said, most people don't end up ever on their wedding day thinking that they're marrying a covert narcissist. Although when he refused to allow my son to really participate in the ceremony the way I wanted him to, nor would he elope. They wanted to make it this big show for his family that doesn't even like me. As far as they're concerned, I mean, they're such indoctrinated religious zealots. I am the quintessential heretic. So I don't know what the point of that whole thing was. But it was pretty, the beginning of my humiliation. And a week later, he had, because he cannot manage his time, a week later he had some chick in his DMs telling him that, from the ashram and yoga, telling him that I'm toxic and abusive and she could love him so much better. I mean, the ink on our marriage certificate wasn't even dry. Yo, when I say I wanted a divorce a long time, I am not even close to kidding. Come on, baby. But what I do know is that I'm here now. And it turns out the adult in the room is me. The person I'm looking to be inspired by is me. So it's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Yep. So, there we are. And I gotta tell you, knowing this, how exciting is that? Because I can change it. I don't have to flounder anymore. I don't have to not know which direction to turn. I don't have to be consumed with hopelessness and darkness. I don't have to do a swan dive into a bottle of fucking Johnny Walker because my husband will never love me. I mean, what? Okay. That's some crazy shit. I needed to get my shit together on the double quick. So here I am. It is not on the double quick. It is going to be a process full on. I'm going to have good days. I'm going to have bad days. But what hen band-aids? Lord knows. But what I do know is I just walked again, clearing out my lungs, feeling my body, feeling this beautiful place that we moved to. I'll have to show you some of the video. I mean, the place is a wreck. But it's my mess. And I always say if Rome wasn't built in a day, that's because I wasn't there. Because Rome would have not only been built in a day, it would have been decorated and landscaped too. Lord knows. Nobody can fix like I can. So, I am doing more of the things that turn me on. More creativity, more being outside in nature. I am refusing to spend my days crawling over someone who makes my life so wildly impossible and difficult and filled with strife. My Christ. I am at the age where I am just fresh out of Fox. And I am only focused on my peace. And what a great place to be. So I also realized that yesterday I was rattling off. I heard myself in the kitchen. I was rattling off. You know, come here, Pops. My hair is never washed. My legs are never shaved. I never have eyebrows on fleek, and I never, and I'm rattling off all of these ways that basically equates to I never take care of myself, which you can have any opinion you want about, like, body hair. That's not what this debate is. Yes, I'm well aware I don't have to shave my legs. Yes, I'm aware I don't have to shave my armpits, or my upper lip, or pluck my damn eyebrows. I know. But there are certain things that I do for me that just make me feel cleaner, lighter, like cleansed, because when you have less body hair, there's less crap for chickens to, less, just sometimes after homesteading, you just want to light a match and burn everything. Your clothes, your arms, your hair, just like everything. So pumice, scrub, scrub, scrub. That is my new mantra. And I am never going to be the gal for show that sits and watches hours of how to contour my nose just right. But I can throw on some eyeliner, or I can throw on some mascara is what it's called. A little bit of mascara. Maybe some chapstick. Maybe even I'll get funky and do a little tinted chapstick one day. You never know. I could go really crazy with it. So, but in the meantime, just wanted to pop in, say, hey girl, hey. I'll show you a little bit about how beautiful this morning looks. And I am going to go in and, I'm going to show you something else I've started in my routine. But just want to check in and say, hey girl, hey, how you feeling? Feeling good as hell. That's the pond up there, which is hopefully going to be all this, a people pit and a big, beautiful wildflower garden. There's my barn. I'm going to be putting in a greenhouse over there, but just gorgeous. I need to do some siding and whatnot, but yeah. And then over here is going to be the coop. And the goat shed, yeah. Over there is a cemetery, right in here. Tell me that doesn't keep your life in perspective every damn day, right? It's good stuff. It really is. Life is so fleeting. Life is so fleeting and so short, far too short to spend it on anything but, wild bodacity and inspiration.